so excited. I'm so excited today to be having the opportunity to interview my sister and my friend, Miss Alicia Marie, the CEO of Noire.
Yeah.
And I want to, before I dive into Felicia, I just want to take a moment to just send everybody some positive thoughts and vibes, let you know our thoughts and prayers are with you. We are definitely going through some turbulent times, you guys, and it's wearing on our mental, psyche, our emotional, and our spiritual. But I want to say to you that there is something called peace, and you find it in your ability to trust and have faith and to know and believe that we are put here on this earth at this time for a reason, and that together we can navigate through anything. And I really do mean that wholeheartedly. And when I say together, I say it so often, I don't know if people begin to take it as a together. No, I mean literally together we can get through this. I posted something on my Facebook page today by Louise Moore, and she talked about everybody keeps saying that we're in the same boat. And she said, well, no, we're not in the same boat. We're in the same ocean.
Yeah.
Because some people are driving yachts or driving or in yachts, or some people are in steamboats. Some people are in, I don't know, paddle boats. Some people don't have boats at all. And we really have to have compassion across the gamut and understand with that, there's emotions that stream in various ways. Maybe we all have the same emotions, anxiety and fear, but we all have different levels of the stress that we're dealing with. So let's have compassion for each other. Let's have love for each other. Let's continue to support each other. And let's continue to do stuff like this. Let's continue to reach out, and whatever your gift is, bring it to the table. There's so much room right now. Everybody needs love. Bring positivity. If your gifts are in finance, bring your gifts in finance. If you do things like bake pound cakes, then bring your business, bring your pound cake. Somebody needs that sweetness in their life. Whatever it is, bring it. Now is that time. Now's not the time to wait. So with that, I want to just start off and kind of set the stage, because these Fit Live sessions or interviews are where we are here to really highlight both the journey and the success stories of professionals and entrepreneurs of color. We want to explore all the important and necessary information to help guide, inspire, encourage, and all businesses, owners, professionals, and no matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, and specifically for people of color. And we plan to equip them with the specific concrete examples, tools, tips, and tips. We're going to get that out. Tips that can help them navigate through this new terrain. And the reason my focus primarily is on businesses of color, because our challenges are much different than, we all have challenges, but you can see by the numbers that have just come out that were just reported on CNN the other day, that African Americans are dying at disproportionate rates than the rest of the population as it pertains to COVID-19. And a lot of that has to do with pre-existing conditions, our systems that are set up, the hospital, our access to hospital or medical care, hypertension, blood, all the different things that are alluding to that. And for that reason, it really does bring a light in terms of the level of, I just talked about, we're all on the same ocean, but on different boats. And it just brings light to that. And so I want to make sure I'm creating the platform for us to excel in this new world. And we are entering a new world. Yeah. So with that long introduction, I'm going to stop. And I want you to, wherever you are in your virtualness, if you have a glass of wine, go on and grab it. For my girl and I, we are not drinking because we're practicing some healthy habits. So I have some water here with lemon in it. And what do you have?
So I have non-alcoholic rosé. It's like an orange rosé. So
yeah, isn't that part of one of your other products that you sell?
Yeah, by Arbonne. It's our 40th anniversary rosé edition for 40.
Okay, and what does it do?
Well, it's just a drink. It's an elixir you put in your water, and it's just,
you give it some flavor.
Yeah, and it's natural and organic, bio, no GMO, but it's just really has like a more of a fruit taste.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Well, I want to say, everybody, and matter of fact, I wonder, Alicia, I'm going to see if I can do this with this new version. Should I do that? Hold on 2 seconds. We're going to try something real quick here. I'm going to see how this works for me. No, we're not. No, we're not going to do that. I thought I was going to try something. So this is what I want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you somebody who is my sister and my friend. She equally was one of my coalition, still one of my sisters, a part of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, my sisters whom I love. But Alicia is a very amazing individual. And while I'm going to be here today to talk about her passion of her entrepreneurship and bringing together other Black vintners that are focused on particularly people of color wines, I want to also highlight her background and her history because I find it to be very amazing. She came from a medical background, I want to say the healthcare industry, and now is in the bio industry. And she has truly been somebody who, from the beginning of time when I met Alicia, her being is just a vast of knowledge. And she's one of the most brightest and intelligent women that I know. And she brings such passion to when she's talking to you about something. I know you're going to feel that here today with us as she begins to share with us her story. This is going to be very interactive. I want you to ask questions. I want you to engage with us. I want her to be able to really, truly, us to have a sister girl moment.
Yes.
And we're going to bring some Black girl magic to you. If
Yeah.
that's with you. And so with that said, please give Alicia a round of applause. And we know we can hear you from wherever you are. Alicia, welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you. Thank you, dear, for taking time out of your busy schedule today to spend some time with us to truly engage in dialogue about your journey. There's so much that I want to talk to you, and this hour is going to fly by. It always does. But I want to first talk to you about and asking you a question about how is your personal journey unique and how can others learn from your story?
Can you hear me first? Do I sound clear?
I can. You sound clear and you look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. And likewise, you look amazing as well. So I guess my journey is unique in the sense of basically what your mission of your business stands for. So the uniqueness comes in that, you know, I'm every woman minus the kids and the husband, right? Like I'm a chameleon, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend. I, you know, have gone through every cycle and journey that women of color business and entrepreneurship go through, you know, and I bring a lot of passion. I think sometimes people can confuse my passion for aggressiveness, you know, so I'm just very, when I'm focused on something, I become like real, like obsessive about it, you know, so I'm very passionate about topics and things like that. And so I think I'm unique in a sense of that. I'm never limited by things. I take on things that are typically not defined for women to take on. I'm a risk taker, and I will take more risks. And a lot of my friends will know I will do some risky things. And sometimes most of that has given me positive rewards. And yes, I've had some setbacks, but I think just my ability to be fearless, I think is something that I've always been very, and I think that comes from being an only child in a sense where my mom instilled in me that I can be whatever I want to be, but I just need to work hard and be a go-getter, you know? And so I'm just fearless. Like I will travel. Like if I say I'm going to go to South Africa, which I said in 2017, if it takes me 2 years, I talk about it. I keep it in my mind. You know, I'll probably make you tired just talking about that. And then You'll see me there. So I'm very like, I'm ambitious. I have high ambition. And I think sometimes that can be like I say also too, I'll just say for Black people, like we've been taught not to be ambitious and to aim high. Not all of us, but I just think society puts this limit and then we put limits, but I don't do that. Like I don't, just because I'm a Black woman, because I'm at a certain age, I don't put limits. Like when it comes to relationships, friendships, things that I want to do, you know, so that makes me unique in a sense where I just I don't let me being a Black woman limit me. I let that be the opportunity And I think we need to own that. I think it's been our time, but it's going to really be our time now, because people of color are the minority. I mean, the majority. By 2030, we're going to be the majority population. So we need to start owning that now, not wait until we become the majority in the United States.
I agree with you. And I love that about being fearless, because you couldn't bring that up in a more unique time than where we are right now in the world, right? So a part of being fearless is being able to look fear in the face and keep moving anyway and not allow it to stop you. I love how you spoke to, not being defined by the world standard of who we are and who you should be as a woman of color, but you get to define that. And I think it's time that we all start rewriting our narrative and not being boxed in by corporations or anybody else. If you don't want to create an opportunity for us, then we need to be very, very open to creating our own opportunities like you're doing right now. You saw a lane and you jumped in it, and you didn't ask anybody's permission to do that. And I really want to talk about that, because that's really about being fearless. So what led you to want to be fearless, and what led you to creating the Wine Noir?
Okay. So the journey that led me to wine started back, I will say, really in 2009 or 8, around that time. I started when I turned, like, I say 30-ish. I had birthday parties at wineries, and, just, I think when you kind of go into a new phase, you want to do things a little different. So right. I elevated my social environment, and I wanted to go more into the wine country. So having birthday parties at different wineries and having social gatherings with friends, I noticed that, I just started loving wine. Right. From there, noticing there was a lack of diversity in the wine industry. And then from there, I was led to this association called the African American Vintners Association. I went to a symposium that the African American Vintners Association had back in around 2008 or 9. And I was opened up to a world of African American women and men that own their own wine. They own their own farms, vineyards, and, just multifaceted in the industry, whereas prior I'd never been exposed to that.
Right.
So just, always thinking about inclusion and diversity. A few years later, I attended a women's networking event, and I saw one of the women there. She was a vendor at this women's empowerment networking event, and she was selling this wine. And from there, I was like, I love the wine that she was selling. And I had always wanted to get into some sales roles. I had did prior MLM businesses. And so when I found out that you can sell wine with direct sales, I said, oh, this is something perfect. So I partnered with a wine brand here in the Bay Area, one of the biggest, and I became an independent wine sales consultant part-time in 2016. And I did that for about a year. And I said, you know what? I like doing this, but I want to start owning more of it. So from there, what I noticed, there was a lack of distribution, wholesale, import, export when it comes to minority-owned brands.
Right,
From
right.
there, I attended another festival. I met a woman who had already started her own importing business and wholesale business, and then I started linking up with her. I started working with her as a broker, and then I launched my own company here in Northern California. So what we do, the Wine Noir, is we focus on working with women and winemakers of color, and we provide wholesale services, import, export, and distribution services of your wine product. So if you want to sell your wine to Google, we will get it to Google. If you want to export your wine to China or to Japan, we will get it there. If you want to have wine from Africa come into California. So we're a multi-purpose. And then we also do some wine consulting with restaurants. So that's what I do. It's like I came into the industry wanting to be like, to kind of not just dominate, but like one thing that is important is owning your distribution. Even in the record industry, like Jay-Z and all these celebrities, in the music industry, the Black celebrities are always talking about, we got to own our distribution. So everybody else is making labels, right? We need more Black wine labels. We need more Black spirit labels. Yes, but who is going to wholesale it? Who's going to warehouse it? Who's going to pitch it to Costco or to Bevmore? You know, so what I do is very integral to the business, because there are only maybe 2 Black women or 3 of us that actually do what I do.
And I love that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, I see us as different, but I see so many similarities, because my platform is really about creating a platform for all women to be able to shine, and especially women of color, because normally we're only one of many amongst a crowd of thousands, you know, and we can spot each other miles away, and really creating an atmosphere. And there's no reason that should be in existence. Just like now, you're giving these women a voice, or these men of color a voice. You're giving them a stage. You're giving them an opportunity. And quite frankly, who are these brands? How many of them are there out there? I don't even know. I know of you. I know of, you know, I know of a couple. I have about 3 that I know of, but not that's doing what you're doing. I don't know. So
yeah, there's another brand that actually Heritage Link Brands, who I used to work for, but we partner. They're an import company out of LA. There's one there's a few, like I said, it's probably about 5 or 10, 6 Black distribution import wholesale companies. But in the Bay Area, as far as, because I don't own a wine brand, so some people got licensed and they own it and then they do it, but see, I'm actually focused on the brands. So but again, it's a $1 million business. To run my full business costs, it's about $1 million, but I'm not there yet. So I found creative ways to do what I do. But I'm a little bit different because I'm big on being a global business. So I believe in empowering brands from the motherland. So I've kind of shifted my focus a little bit to really just focusing on the South African Black-owned brands and working with bringing them here, because I just feel like we should have a connection. Like, it's so much opportunity in Africa.
I absolutely agree.
I feel like the market here is so saturated, but it's so much opportunity in Africa in different parts. So I really now just want to empower the Black men and women brands in South Africa and bring them into California. So I'm really still going to have my California brands, but I'm really focusing on the diaspora and just like, hey, let's bridge the gap.
Right. Everything that you've spoken about, you know, a lot of times, Alicia, well, not a lot of times, but my company is based upon fit. And fit stands for, it's about being mentally fit. And mentally fit stands on faith, intuition, and tenacity. Faith is your ability to believe in something that you can't see. Intuition is trusting yourself and being able to move forward. And then tenacity, you know, obviously is just doing it, not talking about it. You're hitting those on all different cylinders all the time. When you started off by saying fearless, you just hit faith right in the face, because you have to be fearless. But you've also taken the step to just recently take a trip to South Africa. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
So this was in the making. So in the wine industry, it just kind of, my credibility has increased 1,000%, because now I can actually say the wines that I wholesale that are in my portfolio, I've actually visited the wineries. I have a personal relationship with the brands. And so, I just came back about 2 weeks ago from Cape Town, South Africa. I was there for about 19 days, so a little bit over 2.5 weeks. And that was my first time in Africa. So bottom line, I had an outer body experience. It was so amazing. And I got to spend it with my aunt. I flew my aunt out with me. She's in her 70s, and it was just amazing. I got to visit a lot of restaurants. I met all of the winemakers that I work with, that I'm going to be partnering with even more, and just being around our people. It's like in the farming community, it's just a sense of humble, I'm very humble, and it's just, they welcome me like I was like family. I went to an empowerment seminar out there where it was just
My kind of place.
Yes, like I just got invited and just being in Stellenbosch meeting artists, so it's definitely an experience. And I'm really gonna pursue getting a dual citizenship in Africa. I don't know. It's gonna be either Ghana and South Africa, but I'm definitely gonna within the next couple of years apply for dual citizenship.
I don't think that's such a bad idea.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's such a bad idea. But I just want to say to you is just hats off to you for your fearlessness and your ability to just really step out there on faith and make this happen. And so I want to bring it back a little bit, Alicia, and I want us to have some conversation around right now around you come back, you have this fabulous time, you go out with all these wonderful things, you make these connections, and then you come back home. Yeah. And then you realize you're quarantined. I want to know, and I mean this wholeheartedly, how did that hit you?
So it hit me big time because my business is based off of a lot of I have corporate clients. So they don't do conferences, and some of my corporate clients, they have events or corporate gatherings like daily, weekly. So my business has stopped big time because I had shifted my business model to just dealing with corporations and things like that because it was just more lucrative.
Right.
So yeah, it stopped my business about, I will say 60 to 70%. So it's big, but see, the thing is sometimes I hate to say it, that had to happen because I look at every opportunity as something where, okay, the income is stopped, but because I have been in this type of a situation before, I've been a contractor, I've been not a 9-to-5er for 10 years. So I know how to pivot. So I do have other sources of income, but no, it did because I had so many plans, like literally coming off the plane, I was ready to go. So now it's just, we have plans to open up a wine shop and that's still going to happen. But everything, when I say stopped, it just did. So, of course, it was a big, I was just so blessed to get home, number one, without being stuck. Like we literally left the day that South Africa said everyone that's not a resident needs to go. So our flight left on the day. So we were blessed to not be quarantined, not be stuck. But yeah, everything is on hold. So it was kind of like a state of shock. And when I got home, I really wasn't focusing on marketing my business. Like I literally had to just take it in like, oh my God. So the real part is, yes, my business has suffered big time. I hire a lot of contractors to kind of do things for me, but I'm very involved in my business. Like, so I'm very hands-on in every aspect. So to minimize my risk, it has impacted me financially because I can't be out there doing deliveries. I could be delivering wines to my customers, but I put my health over everything. So,
oh my God. You know what you just said, you guys, she just said so much because right now we're all faced with this pandemic and we all have a choice in terms of how we're going to view it. And I'm a firm believer that everything we plant now will be with the seeds that grow when we walk out of here.
Yes.
And the seeds that you're planting right now are that of faith. You just said everything that you said, and just listening to your spirit and what you're speaking to, you said, listen, I was hit. I had to take a moment to kind of readjust and pivot and like try to really understand what's meant. It's still pivoting as we are coming out of this. But what's most important, what I love is your attitude. I love your attitude. Your attitude is everything, because in anything we can all complain. I can complain, oh my God, Alicia, about so much. I'm going to tell you, I went out today, okay, to get toilet paper. First of all, there is none.
I know.
I found some. I want y'all to know I found some. Wasn't easy.
Look.
But the process was so, it's a lot. It's just a lot. I don't care what anybody says, it's a lot.
Yes.
And so we just got to acknowledge that. And when I got to the place where I was going to go to get it, the line was literally wrapped around the corner, and it was at Costco. And I drove all the way to Costco in Hayward, but they had shopping carts that they had did lines where you go like this in the shopping carts, and it was still around the corner. But my cousin happened to be there and brought me out some on her way out.
Oh,
so I owe my cousin the most for that.
Yes.
But yeah, there is a lot of readjustment. But the thing about it is that you're pivoting,
yes.
You're adjusting, you're readapting. I want to know, what are you doing specifically to help you pivot?
You want me to give my secrets now?
Yeah, I do. I kind of do. Because we all need them. We're all searching for ways to pivot. This is all about sisterhood, and it's all about sharing. And it's all about our ability. And I just want to say this, Alicia, just for the sake of the audience that's listening, is that we have this old mentality. The old world is gone, y'all. That world no longer exists. We're about to enter into a new world. Good evening, Tamiko. We're about to enter into a new world. How we navigate in this new world is everything. Yeah. We need to be able to commune together, and we got to share anecdotes and ideas and thoughts and all of that, so that we all can be on our A game. We don't want some of us on our A game and some of us on our B game. And I'll share some of my secrets, because I really did. My biggest thing that I had to get over the first 2 weeks, I had a whole wine case, and I'm gonna need you, Alicia, after this, because it doesn't look that way now, you guys. The whole wine, I'm like, what happened to that? Now, how did you pivot?
So, as I mentioned, some of you guys on here attended a workshop that I did with my good friend and business partner as well, Madi Kemp. We talked about just opportunities like the gig economy. So I do work in the biotech industry as a LMS administrator. So that allows me, while I'm working, from 7 to 3 or from 8 to 5, I'm learning system management, administration, and training in IT for a major biotech company. So I do that. And then what else? I do things like on Upworks. I do project management for businesses. Excuse me, sorry. My computer is dying. There we go.
Is it dying? No, it can't die.
No, I had to plug in the cord. So
okay. Nicole had to have my back last week.
Yeah, I do consulting on like sites like Upworks, but that's kind of like what I do. So that is where my steady income comes in. And I've had times where I've had ebb and flows where I've had no money and I just had to sell products. So I also have an MLM business called, I'm an independent sales agent for Arbonne. And so I sell skin products, I sell health products. And I'm still trying to grow that business. I've been a consultant for about 6 months and I've lost like 40 pounds on the product, so.
Y'all better give her some for that. Y'all better give her some for that.
Yeah, so yes. I do that as well. But also too, I do, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I do get support from my family. And when I say support, it's not always financial. It's more like, and again, other communities do it. Other communities of color support each other. So if that is where, I have family that supports me, but they know I'm self-sufficient, I'm independent. But it's just, those are the things that I do. So I do some gig economy work. I have a 9 to 5 as a contractor. And I'm always, like I said, I keep a job. Like, it's no shame in my game. I'm what you call an entrepreneur. So I have many, different streams of income. And one thing about me, I love technology. So like, I'm constantly on researching. Don't get me wrong. I love watching Netflix. I have all of the streaming services. I'm a big YouTube. That's like my thing. I love YouTube, and I have like Ratchet TV that I watch for fun, but 80% of my brain is focusing on a growth mindset, you know. So that's what I'm doing. It's like I have a
I love it.
yes,
I
so
love
I do
it.
multiple things, and sometimes it can be hard multitasking all those things. So don't get it wrong. Like there's some things that kind of fall by the wayside, but
Yeah.
I manage about 4 to 5 different things. So out of those 4, if one thing is lessening income, which is right now my business,
Yes.
traditional business, then I have the other size of income. And let me tell you, I'm single. I don't have like a significant other, and more power to people that do have that, you know, but it's just me. I'm paying my mortgage, paying my student loans, you know, paying the bills. So it's like, again, like it's living in the Bay Area. If you can pay the rents or you can hold on to your property through this, you doing it. We all doing it. So
You're a rock star. You're a rock star.
in the Bay Area is tough in any economy. So,
But the thing that you said that I want to really hone in on for a second is that we have to be a little bit more nimble in these times. And what you just described is a part of that nimbleness. Number one is you have your core passion that you're after. You also have, you know, like you said, you're working the gig economy, you're leveraging that as a resource. You also have a job. And I think in the new world, if we really want to get real with each other, that we are going to have to be able to create multiple streams of income. You're going to have to know how to hustle. It's no longer about being put in a box, and don't let anybody put you in a box. I know that we live in a world that says, oh, well, what are your skill sets? That's what the normal world. Well, what skill sets do you have? Well, you have many skill sets. Well, how long have you been doing that? You have to start to think outside the box. If somebody doesn't want to give you an opportunity, you're going to have to create one. And a part of the creating is looking at alternate ways of earning income. And one of the things that you've just shared is MLM, multi-level marketing. It's another opportunity. You have a network of friends. It's an opportunity to sell to. Find a product that you're passionate about and push that product. Go in and find a temp job. Go in and network with your sisters. Get engaged with Cheryl Grant Enterprises. Let us help promote your platform and help promote you. There are alternate ways. So when you talk about pivoting, I think is very important. There's something else that you and I had a conversation with about pre-show, which was basically about us as a people really understanding that everything that we do, including myself, I do a lot of services and I'm constantly giving away, but I can't do that. You have to be able to monetize.
yes.
You have to be able to monetize your business. And none of us should ever expect any of our sisters to be giving away their businesses for free. We should not be coming to them asking for that hookup code. What we need to do is promote those businesses the same way we would when we walked into Macy's, the same way we would when we walked into Nordstrom's, the same way we do when we go to Safeway. They don't give us, okay, Safeway has some reward discounts, but really, I'm just saying, and I'm just saying.
But they have your data, and that's money to them.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Data,
So,
they'll give you a discount.
yeah. So when you talk about pivoting, I think those are the jewels that I'm looking forward to share with this audience. Those are who's struggling right now and understanding, what do I need to do? So when I asked you to pull back the curtain so we could take a look at you, it's okay, because we're all in it together, and you're not by yourself. Know that we are all together. Now, I
wanted to say about pivoting is that when I look at it, pivoting in 2 ways. So you have, and I break it up by generation. So I'm a Gen Xer. I'm going into millennials. So the millennials, and I have millennial colleagues, millennial friends, a lot of them grew up in what we call the gig economy. They
right.
out the gate, they're ignoring what the Gen Xers and baby boomers did. They're like, forget it. We're not working on 9 to 5s. We're going to do what we want, make 6 figures and travel the world. So now that we're in this new economy, they have to pivot and maybe have to go back to a 9 to 5, right? So and us, we've been through difficult economies. So we know how to deal with this kind of economy. So it's like
Right.
these different generational people that are in different generations going through this new normal that we're in. And so that's what I mean, is that you have to, no matter what age you are, you got to look at the economy and have a growth mindset of being able to look at how can you evolve over time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
absolutely
where our people really have to know that this economy, there's no more 30 years on the job. There's no more even 10 years. It doesn't matter if you have double masters. It doesn't matter if you have double degrees. Yes, they matter.
PhD, master's, undergraduate.
It's about who you know. Yes, be qualified, but it's about your network, right? And what you bring to the table.
Yes.
How can you adapt to change?
Yes, yes. That part. One of the things that I've been feeling so much is that in the old economy, it was all about capitalism. That was the old economy. And in the new economy, it's all about community. That's the new currency.
Yes.
Capitalism was the old currency. Community is the new currency. And the more that we can grasp onto that and support each other, community, the faster we're going to be able to excel. And it reminds me of, and I always go back to this, and y'all going to get tired of me saying it, but I really don't care because it's a point and I need to drive it home. It reminds me of Harriet Tubman. I love Harriet Tubman. Her heroic, how she, in that time and age, being a Black woman, went back and saved over 300 lives. Yes. One single woman who created a community, a network. Same thing Alicia's talking about. She could have went and just took care of herself. That's capitalism. Mm-hmm. But no, that's not what she did. She went back and got 300 more, risking her life every single time. Yep. And what I hear and what Alicia is saying to you is, you guys, we got to get real flexible. We got to get smart. We got to think outside the box. Don't think about the norm. I really want us to start thinking outside of the box. What can we do as a community to support each other? What can we do to leverage the current resources? I'm going to tell you something that my son shared with me the other day. Mm-hmm. And that was that there is a business that he supports doing graphic design work for. And there's 4 businesses. Only one of them is really getting foot traffic right now because everybody's on quarantine. Yeah. So the other 3 businesses went to the one that's open and they did pre-packaging to put their products and services on the shelf. Now it's a multicultural market where they're selling all the businesses' products. Right. But we got to start thinking in those terms and not be succumbed to somebody else giving us permission to shine. No more of that. We need to be able to stand on our own right and really get creative. And how can we support each other? If you're going to spend the money, why not spend it with a Black business? Yeah. Why not? And we Black businesses have to level up. You need to be able to give the customer service with the right attitude, with all the right things in place to service your customer because you're competing with other businesses. Mm-hmm. So you need to be aware of that. So Alicia, I appreciate you talking about pivoting. And those are the kind of nuggets. And I want to just take a second and ask anybody, do you have questions? Because right now we want to make it interactive, Alicia, because I got so much. I just want to dive in. I got so much to ask her. And I don't feel like I have enough time. So, okay, y'all, here we go. This is the girl pretender. She's going to put on her glasses so she can see. Hold on. So Felicia Duncan said, hi, Felicia. Hi, Wayne Jackson. Hello. Hi, Tamiko, Monique, Charles. Felicia's asked a question. She says, the strength of the woman color, we were born to survive. Yes, we were. Women have superpowers. I keep trying to tell the world that, Felicia. It's time for us to spread some Black girl magic.
But let me tell you.
Y'all hear me? Black girl magic. I said it's time to spread it. Yes.
We have to, I'm going to flip that a little bit. As Black women, we were born to thrive, not survive, okay? Because people, we've always survived. We're going to survive through this, but we got to have a thriving mentality. Harriet Tubman thrived. What she did, those 300 Black folks that she saved, she didn't save them. She just empowered them with her mindset to say, look, you are free. You're not a slave, so you have to, it's about us thriving. Our people, we got to get out of this, the surviving mindset. So I really like what the sister said, but let's put a flip on it. We are, as Black people, women of color, men of color, this is our time to have a thriving mindset. And then yes. You don't operate in survival, because when you operate in survival, you are just going to take anything. You're going to do anything. You're going to sell yourself short. But when you're thriving, you're going to look at yourself as an asset. What God has made you. We are a being of God. We are thriving. And so I don't look at surviving and struggle. I used to be like that.
All the time. All of us were. But Felicia, I would say, everybody kept saying, I hear this a lot, I wish 2020 was over. I'm so tired of 2020. I'm like, God, thank you for this blessing. Because quite frankly, the old world didn't serve us. It only served a select few. It's time for other people to have an opportunity to thrive and not just survive. We're always in that mode, like you said, of trying to survive. It's no longer time to survive. It's time to thrive. And we have to be able to be flexible. We have to be able to really think outside of the box. And when we give it, I came from the old school. I worked in corporate America for over 30 years, and corporate America was good to me. But I also know that there came a time where I didn't hit just the glass ceiling, I hit a brick ceiling. And the opportunities were just not there, and I made money. So I don't want to make no mistake about that. But I'm so much more capable. I have so many more gifts. I have my undergraduate, I have my master's, I have my certifications. And those things were not the tools that were helping me to aspire to the levels that I wanted to. And all I'm saying, and all Alicia is saying to you now, is you have an opportunity. Don't use this time to be in anxiety and to be in fear and to be in lack. It's time for us to get together with more conversations like this. And how do we as a community step it up to the next level? How do we in sisterhood really support each other and not have a crab barrel mentality that somehow if one gets it, the other one doesn't? No, when Alicia wins, I win. When Felicia wins, I win. When Nicole wins, I win. And when we support each other in that way, and we're always doing that dynamic, how can we not? How can we not thrive? And the opportunities are there. Do you know that women of color contribute $1.9 trillion to this economy? Did you know that? What if we took that same $1.9 trillion and supported each other? I'm just saying. The opportunity is now, and I think that we should, for all the right reasons. And Alicia, I want to just even Deb. So first of all, does anybody else have any questions? That's what I was going to, wasn't I, Alicia? I was asking them if they had questions. If you have anything else to add?
I think I've added, yeah.
I would love that. I would love that. I got Felicia on my list. Thank you very much. Get your house in order. Don't worry, I got her on my list. Felicia, why you ain't called me? Why haven't you called me? I just want to know. I thought we was friends. We went out for a burger and everything. I thought. No, great idea. Any other questions? Hey, Wayne Jackson. Any other questions? Felicia, what you have to add?
So Nicole says, what self-care regimen would you recommend to the community? So this is important. So we can also get real in a sense of, in this time, mental health, people do have depression, anxiety. I mean, when your money is funny, it does weigh on you. Cases of domestic violence are going up. There are a lot children. It's just everybody's dynamic has shifted. So your self-care is going to be essential. Your spiritual, your mental, your health, your physical care, all that is going to be it should be number one, all of those components. So as far as for our community, what I recommend is, and again, this is what I do. I do my meditations. I read. I do have a Bible, so I do read scriptures like Psalms, Psalm scriptures, or just pick anything in the Bible. Listen to pastors. I don't have a physical church home, but I do have online churches that I attend. I listen to Devin Franklin a lot. I reshared something because he's from Oakland, and I'm like, I just love seeing our people. So I share a lot of his messages, TD Jakes, and just local pastors here, but just feeding yourself with positivity. Now, if I'm a big proponent of therapy, I have a therapist. I believe as Black people,
give me your therapist number.
So I believe mental health is so important. And yes, if you're an active church goer, you can still talk to your pastor. But I do also think that in our community, I think this is a time to utilize, if you have health insurance, talk to a therapist and get all that stuff off your chest, get it off your chest, because all of that stuff is hurting. It weakens your immune system. So once you're working on your mental and spiritual, then develop some sort of physical workout routine. It doesn't have to be some high level exercise. You can just start walking outside. You could go on your balcony. You could do jump rope. So make sure you just get 30 minutes a day. And I say every day, like just do every day for 30 minutes and then build up to an hour and then change the way you eat. You can make small changes. If you want a burger, get a Beyond Burger. You know, just turkey meat, like put some more vegetables, you know, lessen that.
Absolutely. And I want to say to that, Alicia, I just want to add, so don't lose your thought, because I just want to add this. I agree with you 100% because my regimen is pretty much just like yours in terms of my eating habits. And especially now, I'm online every morning with Devona McClinton and The Experience. And we're on at 6 o'clock. It's free. You guys, it's on my Facebook page. Join the program. She's offering free, and I get a good workout. And we use everything. We use water bottles. We use the things that are already in your home, and you get a great workout. The other thing is start incorporating things instead of drinking alcohol. I'm gonna tell you what my challenge is, and I put it out to yours. And I know Alicia's already on the bandwagon. I'm not coming out of this 20 pounds with more weight. I'm coming out of here light and flexible because I got work to do. Yes. And so I've already lost in this journey 2 pounds being on Coach D's plan and eating really good, eating things like pineapples, high in antioxidants, portobello mushrooms, eating, making sure I'm getting a lot of greens like arugula. Every night I'm having a salad with arugula and maybe sometimes with mandarin oranges, but make sure what you're eating, I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. I'm not putting alcohol as a way to suppress my pain. Now it's time not to suppress it. Now is the time to face it. Now it's time to look it in the face and walk past it, because we're bigger than it. And we're better than it, and we deserve better. And if we are in this time where you're in a cocoon, you need to shake yourself out, call somebody, reach out to somebody, because we realize that the stresses are real, but you have to take action, and nobody but you can do that. So Alicia, I just wanted to interject that in there because you were on a roll, girl, and I just wanted to share because it was just on my heart.
Yeah, and I mean, you just have to take care of yourself, like whatever. And your self-care plan. One of my good friends, she lives in New York, and she's developing her own like a self-care brand. And what I love what she says in the sense of like your self-care plan is how you define it. So what I do may not work for you. So just think about what you like and just do it. You know, it could be even if you want to binge watch. And I think we're also in this society where even now people will shun people if they're not on the grind of building a business. If you just want to take a couple of weeks and watch Netflix and just relax, do that. Like that, do whatever you want to do, but don't make it to be where the time.
Don't do it for a couple of weeks. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple of days.
But the thing is,
I'm gonna give you a couple of days.
It's just like, but my thing is this, like what I'm learning is like how I go hard. Not everybody is going to go that way. So like if a person wants to binge watch Netflix for a week, like if that's what their sanity is and that's what they want to do, and then the next week they're on top of it, like I just say do what makes you feel good. I think we're also in this society when you're talking about the new way of life, this whole hustle hard as women. Number one, this is where I put gender roles. As women, we can hustle hard, but it's like, I don't hustle hard like a man. Like I'm not gonna be getting rich, die trying. No, I'm gonna get my 8 hours of sleep. I am going to be creative. I want to make my millions, but I want to make it to where it's just like, I'm very zen. I can work as hard as a man, but my work ethic is different. Like as a woman, we just move different. Our bodies are different.
D'Amico said that actually. D'Amico said, let go of the hustle mindset.
Like that whole, well, I was gonna say European Western mindset of like just grinding. No, like it's about working smarter, you know, working efficient. So if I could work 4 hours a day and maximize my time, it's a book called The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. And he talks about the
take notes of that, you guys. 4-Hour Work Week.
4-Hour Work Week, and I read that book in 2010, and it's basically teaches you how to work 4 hours in a week and maximize your time. But in theory, it's just the 4-Hour Work Week is the book of theory, but it just teaches you how to work effectively. Like we don't have to work 8 hours a day. Like, come on, like 80 hours a week. Like, if you have to, you're going to do it. But like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I want to sleep. I don't want to go out there. I want to travel. I want to relax. I want to lay on a beach. Like, but I want to be able to work.
Be productive.
Be productive. Yeah.
Alicia, you guys, don't you love her? Is she not amazing? Is she not amazing? She's full of so much information. And I haven't even tipped. I will be having Alicia back, but I haven't even tipped the tip of the iceberg with her in terms of her wealth of knowledge. So all that we're taking in from you, Alicia, we need this, sisters. We need this. Take it in, suck it in. But my biggest thing to you is everything you've heard, just don't sit on it. Make it work for you. Use this time to make it work for you. And I'm going to tell you, Alicia, I'm not with the whole hustle mentality where we need to grind. I'm all about taking self-care. You got to do that first. And the only reason I said to not binge for 2 weeks, because in my personal opinion, everybody does have to do what they have to do. But I'm going to take a stance here to say that one of the things that I feel is very important in this time is we have our physical, we have our mental, we have our spiritual, we have our emotional. Therapy, go to emotional, go see a therapist. Physical, get up in the morning and go work out. Your spiritual, you need to take time to go within and not have noise. And to me, sometimes TV is a distraction. It's also another suppressant. It could be like alcohol for me. It could be another way to take you from facing what you need to face. And all I'm saying is now's the time to face it. I am praying for everybody to not only, as we have been talking in this conversation, to come out surviving, but to thrive. I want us to come out on the other side better than we entered it. I want us to come out on the other side with a plan. I want us to come out with a different walk and a different talk. And I want us to come out together knowing that we can rewrite this narrative. And that whatever was, we're going to leave that in the past, but we're about to rewrite a future, and we need each other in order to do it. And I really wanted to, I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to ask more questions, but Alicia, I wanted to because we're now at 7:57. See how fast the time flies?
The time just goes by so fast.
It goes by good. And plus, because I have so much fun and it's engaging and we're talking real talk and you're sharing with your heart. And I hope the sisters out there are feeling it. But the thing I want to talk to you now about is while we're doing all that relaxing, there's some opportunities out there in the world that people need to be taken advantage of. You spoke, and I don't want to, you and Mari's interview was your interview, but I want to get advice from a business perspective that you would tell these young ladies and gentlemen what they need to be doing right now from a business perspective as an entrepreneur. So what tips would you give them?
So what I would recommend, just in a short summary, is number one, just look at your business, like the in and out. So work in your business. So before it was like come out of your business to work on your business, but now you are working in and on your business at the same time. So now that we're in a new economy, we need to, all of us should be pivoting. We need to pivot and look at our finances, our budgets, personally as well as in our business. And then when it comes to the capital, so if you have employees or if you're a solopreneur, you can be an LLC, C Corp, or S Corp, as you know, and you be the only employee in your business. Seek out the funding opportunities through, you know, yourself or through myself or through the Chamber of Commerce, the different chambers locally, and just start listening to, checking your emails, check with the SBA for all the funding programs, the city of Oakland, Berkeley, like there's opportunities. Get on Facebook and really search for webinars, you know, join as many webinars as possible through these organizations and access this capital. I mean, that's another thing. Like I was watching Roland Martin's show Unfiltered, and he had John Hope Bryan, who's president or founder of Operation Hope. And he's a brother who actually, they called him to help write the stimulus bill. And the topic they talked about was how African Americans need to access this $4 trillion stimulus bill, because this is the biggest stimulus ever, bigger than the Great Depression, the real estate bust, the .com, and this recent one that we just had. So out of that, we just need to look at our personal and business finances, look at our credit, and just start applying and seeking opportunities, and also tap into individuals that to help you. So again, we could talk about offline, and you could go through Cheryl Grant's Enterprises to get that information. But again, it's going to have to take some accountability. Like, I think we as a community, I feel we are doing better. I think with technology, like, there's been studies that have shown through the Pew reports that says African Americans are the #1 users on Facebook, the #1 users on Instagram. We're the #1 users on Twitter, users on Snapchat, TikTok. We are the #1 utilizers. But what we're not is we don't capitalize off that, right? We're not making money off the technology. We're more consumer driven. We're more showcase driven. So use this technology to learn how to make money, to learn how to increase your resources, to learn new skills, especially to my brothers and sisters that are not as tech savvy. Learn, you gotta learn. I just showed my aunt, my mother, they're all in their early 70s. I show my mom how to use FaceTime. I show my auntie download how to use her mobile banking. This is an opportunity to get on technology, because we're going to have, and I hate to say this, we're going to have more of these until the COVID situation, till there's a vaccine, or until they get it under control. They may release this out to the public, but then we may have another shelter in place months later. So we're going to have to learn how to pivot digitally for your job as well as your business. So just constantly being very innovative, have a growth mindset. Growth mindset means you're open to seeking opportunity, right? Seeking a lot of opportunity. And then from there, the resources will come. And one thing I love about our people, because one thing about, I feel like we're so much under pressure. We're so hard on ourselves. But in this time, we are sticking together. I will say my network is amazing, and I am building like crazy. So I've changed my circle. Everybody that I'm around is on a growth mindset, and you will hear me say growth mindset. Okay. And if you're not on that mindset, those people are going to be left behind, So those are things, again, what I'm doing. I've already applied to 8 different funding sources. 8.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, she's on it. She's ready to go. And there are tools that you're going to need to apply to those. So I just want to interject and hold that thought. Don't you lose it, Alicia, because I need all that wisdom you got up in you, and the world needs it, and everybody's listening. Cheryl Grant Enterprises actually will be launching the Move Forward campaign, which is really about bringing to you workshops where you can further develop the skill set. But I'm going to tell you, take heed to everything Alicia said. You got to take the initiative. We can only show up so much and give you so much. If you're not willing to take advantage of it or willing to apply it in your life, then the only person that you have to hold accountable to that is yourself. Because what she's telling you right now is some of the richest knowledge that you can ever reach and that you can ever have. And while we're sitting in this time zone, and I know it's difficult sometimes to look for the light when you're walking through the dark, but I'm going to tell you, just keep going towards the door, because the light is there. Don't let everything be a distraction. And quite frankly, I'm telling you, cut the news off.
Oh, yeah.
You can get the news in so many other ways, but it has such a negative vibration. The Bible says, be ye in the world, but not of the world. Connected to that is negativity. It feeds nothing but negativity. Connect to more of this, of what we're talking about. Connect to more of what's going to help you. You just said something so powerful, Alicia. You said Black people, African-American people are the #1 consumers of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all the platforms. So we feeding the platforms, but we're consumers. We need to put on, like she said, a growth mindset. How do we monetize and not be the consumers of it, but be the beneficiaries of it?
Yeah.
How about that?
And so the thing is we're in what I notice is that in this new economy, this new world that we're in is forcing people to get out of their comfort zone. So, we have to again adopt a new mindset. We have to let go of our ego. There's a book called Enemy is the Ego right here that I'm reading by Ryan Holiday, which it talks about our ego. And see, a lot of us have our ego will say things are going to be the same. Things are going to when May 3rd hit, we're gonna be able to go. Things people are still in
And
that.
go back to the old way of being.
Yeah, so
and
so your ego, if you don't check your ego at the door, it's gonna keep you missing out on opportunities. This is another thing, and I gotta say it. Sometimes when we see people thriving right now, our ego will be like, why is that not me? Right? So what I'm saying is that when you check your ego, you can learn from people that you don't like. You get what I'm saying? So that's another thing. We got to get over.
Oh my God.
That, again, and again, I'm keeping it 100 because again, I've had to do that. So everything I'm talking about, I had to grow because I'm telling you in business, one thing about being an entrepreneur, it will force you to grow up real fast.
Yes.
You will do business with people you love. You'll do business with people you don't like. Yes. Let me tell you, in business, it teaches you. So your ego, you got to check it out the door. You really have to just push yourself in a way. And again, if I'm very, again, I believe in God, I'm led by God, he already has it laid out for you, right? So basically your life is already designed, right? But if you don't follow the blueprint, you'll take a side turn here, but if you follow his blueprint, we're going to be fine. And the thing is, the reason we have setbacks is because we go against what he has for us. That's what I think about. So
oh my God, Alicia, I love you so much. You are the crown jewel, baby. I said that the day I met you, and I say that now. You are that in a bag of potato chips too. You are all of that. Okay, wait a minute. A bag of broccoli. I don't know. We're going to put a positive spin on that. But I want to say to you a couple of things. Felicia asked the question of share the funding resources. I'm going to tell you to go to the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce website. You can find anything that you could possibly want to know. Yeah. Right now, there are, like Alicia said, there's so many different funding opportunities that sometimes the information can come across as being you're inundated because it's so many resources. But I'm going to say to you, apply to as many as you possibly can. Get your name out to as many as you possibly can. Participate in any of the programs or workshops that Alicia has coming up that's going to help educate and enlighten your mind. Mari, my girl Mari Trevelyan, also has her own, what is the name of her classes?
Cash Flow Conversations.
Cash Flow Conversation and Deep. I just listened to hers the other day and I mean, just amazing. Yes. So you have the resources. Now it's time for you to take action. So I'd say you have to make the choice, but instead of watching TV for 2 weeks, yes, you might want to time into a few podcasts, yes, a few webinars, take some few notes, grab some books, read some books, enlighten your mind, turn the TV off. It's time for us to really think outside the box. If you can be anything you wanted to be, now's the time to decide to go be that. It's not tomorrow, it's not yesterday, it's now. And I mean right now. Yeah. Right now. That's why my fitness for me, it's a priority. Right now, I could choose. Nobody's here. I'm like you. I'm self-quarantined. I ate so much garlic today. I put mints in my mouth so at least you can smell it. I was like, just in case. I mean, okay, y'all, I'm being very serious. But at the same time, we really do have to take the action.
Yes.
And we really do have to change our mindset. It's a shift, and change can sometimes feel scary. But I'm going to tell you, some of the best gifts are born in times like this. And I really believe that it's our time to shine. Yeah. I really believe that. And Alicia, thank you for saying about sisterhood. And I only bring up the crab mentality because that was the old world. But I can tell you in this world, I have seen nothing but love. And I mean that from across the board. I am witnessing it firsthand. A little bit more kindness, a little bit more encouragement, a little bit of support when people see you doing something that you don't have to ask them to do and they're supporting you. I see it. So
Yeah.
I see it like you. So there's a shift happening already, but
Yeah.
it's now time for us to really cement that and take it to the next level.
Yes.
So anything else you want to share, ma'am?
I mean, I think that's it. You summed it up really well. I think like again, I just only experience positivity. I'm operating in that, and I think we all should just work on like being positive. And of course you're going to have like negativity floating in. You're going to have negative thoughts, but we just have to manage that. You know, we just have to really stay focused and guard
Okay.
what we're taking in.
You guys, we took a little bit time over, and I hope you don't mind because she was so amazing and so worthy of everything that she was sharing with us. And I hope you really got something from it. But I want you to repeat again just before I close, Alicia, because we talked about so many things, but I want to really bring it back to Wine Noir. What I'd like to ask you as a community to do for me right now. Show your love and support of my sister and friend by purchasing a bottle of her wine. Show your love and support. Let our actions speak louder than our words. And she has a great selection. So why don't you give them the information, Alicia, so that, matter of fact, let me type it into the chat, and you can too, so that they can have it later. But
So,
why don't you, please?
yeah, so I'm offering free shipping, and my website is the Wine Noir. So it's of course www.the wine winenoire.com. And yeah, I'm doing direct to consumer. We ship via UPS. And yeah, so we're selling wines from California right now. So I'm waiting on the South African wines, but I do have amazing reds, whites, and sweet wine as well. So definitely.
Right. These are all ethnic wines, you guys. So we're supporting our community
Shipping.
by
So
supporting.
like I'm covering the shipping. So that's a big deal. So, you know, because shipping is expensive, you know, and so I'm giving, that's kind of like what I want to give back to my customers. So
Well, I want you to do me a favor, and I want you, when you contact her, to put SGE so that she knows that this lead came
yes,
specifically from me.
yes,
Because my platform is about building a community where we're supporting each other, and we truly are having a network where I can really come back and monetize how I'm supporting the businesses that I'm showcasing. And I want to do this for her. I want to do it for Nicole Felix with Pound Business. I want to do it with Alicia Duncan in the real estate, getting our house in order. And we have a lineup for you that is so amazing. We are booked out now into the beginning of June. And I'm bringing power. I'm stepping up because I want to make sure that you're equipped in this new world to be your most audacious, beautiful, bold self and to shine that Black girl magic on the world.
yes.
So I want to thank you. And I want you to remind you that on Saturday, we will be interviewing Mr. Les Brown. So please do chime in. I have a surprise for you next week. So I'm going to hold that one.
Okay.
I have a surprise for you next week, but I'll be sharing that with you. And please do anything you want to check out about Cheryl Grant. Please go to www.cherylgrant.com. And in the interim, Alicia, I want you to know I love you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you. I really want some of your wine. My racks are really empty.
Yes.
So I really do need some, but thank you. And thank everybody for chiming in. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, God bless. Take care.
Did you log us?